Today on the Topping Show, Supreme Court rules that Biden cannot just throw money away and forgive student loans with taxpayer dollars. So the Supreme Court preserves religious liberties. The AK guy goes up against the ATF. The Barbie movie has the corporate office versus the actors. Theo Von and Roseanne Barr versus cancel culture. Nike changing pricing and strategy. Apple hits the $3 trillion mark. Goldman Sachs wants out of the Apple partnership. Sriracha sauce is having a little bit of a shortage. Buc-ee's opens yet another one of the largest stores again. Bud Light goes back on Twitter and still gets ratioed again. And California is now approved to sell lab-grown meat. All that and much, much more on The Topping Show. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies, and we have a fun little advertisement to celebrate the holiday today.
Hi there, I'm Topping, and I'm the founder of Topping Technologies. We're an IT value-added reseller and services company, and we're American. That's why we're giving away a .50 caliber musket with every July purchase. See details in the post. To celebrate the most important document and the most important event in history, the Declaration of Independence and the 4th of July. On July 4th, 1776, the original 13 colonies wrote the Declaration of Independence and told Great Britain the most important fact in history. We are free, and we will not be ruled by Great Britain. Here is my favorite excerpt of the Declaration of Independence. Quote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal." Unquote. Let Topping Technologies be the catalyst to revolutionizing your IT needs.
Now, going on to the political part of the podcast, you have the United States Supreme Court striking down the student relief program, saying it's unconstitutional. Now, these days, marketing is important, and politicians can sometimes be clever. Usually not, but some are clever. Now, the Biden administration thought it was a brilliant plan to come out with a student loan relief program. Now, it sounds good. Who would vote against that? I mean, student loan relief, that sounds nice. Loan relief, let's help them out. Now, what it really means is bribing voters and stealing tax dollars from people who were responsible with their life decisions. And they invested in degrees that were profitable, or they chose not to go to college and learn a vocation and learn a practice. Now the government's saying, oh yeah, those people, they should pay for the irresponsible people. I still have college loans for my business degree. I'm still paying them off because it's the right thing to do. It's what men do not acquiesce from responsibility. You took out a loan. I know some argue you might have been too young to understand the risk, but you chose it. You signed the paperwork. And again, I kind of think college is sometimes a scam for a lot of degrees. I question the ROI, return on investment of many of them. I think there should be a greater conversation on why are public schools brainwashing kids to think they can only be successful if you go to college. I know more millionaires who didn't go to college than ones who did. Needless to say, I think college is overrated in many ways. And I learned more in the first 6 months of owning a business than the first 4 years of getting a business degree. So I always tell people, start a small business, you'll learn a lot, you'll grow a lot. Now, the court struck down Biden's plan to bribe voters, cancel the the debt of up to $20,000 for students for millions of Americans, which, in terms of political moves on chessboard, it was intelligent, or it was a prudent business move or a political move, because they helped them win the midterms really good. In terms of projected midterms, no one thought Democrats were going to do as they did. It was decades since they had such a great turnout. Traditionally, whoever's in power, whether it be Republican or Democrat, from a president perspective, usually the midterms swings a little bit more in the other party's favor. That's how we've seen it for many decades. And yet, partially, I think, thanks to telling people, hey, if you vote, you keep voting for us, we're going to pause this student loan so you don't have to pay it right now. And by the way, you might get 20 grand in your pocket to pay off those loans. Wouldn't that be nice? How that's not considered bribery is beyond me. It certainly walks like a duck, sounds like a duck, probably is a duck, or bribery in this case. Now, the decision was struck down by the Supreme Court. The breakdown was 6-3, so 6 said it was unconstitutional. 3, you can guess which one said 3. 3 said that it was somehow constitutional, which shows how, I gotta use a thesaurus. There's a nice word What's a nicer way or more eloquent way of saying moron? Foolish, brainwashed, leftist. Yeah, the leftists on the Supreme Court, I doubt they've even read the bloody Constitution or the damn Constitution. Don't forget what the day is. No more British euphemisms. Now, apparently, Biden wanted to spend $400 billion on this scheme, and the court says there's an illegal use of executive power. Now, this decision immediately upends the debt relief that the Education Department approved last fall for 16 million borrowers and the pending applications of millions of additional borrowers. Chief Justice John Roberts, writing for his Republican-appointed colleagues, he rejected the Biden administration's argument that it could enact mass debt forgiveness by using the emergency waiver powers tied to COVID-19 pandemic. Which, yeah, if you have a 20-year loan and you're somehow trying to argue that the government shutting down the economy, which is disgusting, it caused many people to lose their jobs and many businesses to die forever. But they're saying, oh yeah, we want to keep using these additional powers for this reason. Well, I don't see the correlation at all. Now, Roberts wrote that the HEROES Act, which that was smart marketing. It sounds fancy. It must be kind of like the Patriot Act. It sounds patriotic. How could you vote against it? Surely it's not bad for the country. Now, I digress. Roberts wrote that the HEROES Act, quote, allows the Secretary to waive or modify existing statutory or regulatory provisions, but not rewrite the federal law on student loans from the ground up, unquote. Based, as the youth might say. Because again, you shouldn't be able to bribe someone like that. It makes no sense. I don't see. Show me in the Constitution where it says, "Oh yeah, they can just the government can take from the people who didn't take out the loans. They'll pay for the people who took out the loans." Just morally, does it sound logical? If you're a communist, maybe. Which, why are you here? But and when I say here, I mean the United States. Although I do appreciate you taking the time to check out my channel, I guess, kind of. Again, fascinating. The people who believe in communism most have never been to a country that actually has it enacted. Go check it out. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to do it today. Cannot thank you enough. I really appreciate it when you take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Each one of those things greatly helps out the channel. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers. Heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.